Dear YouTube viewers, welcome to our Cradle to Cremation channel. Today, I take you on an incredible journey to some of the harshest places on Earth: burning oceans, icy deserts, salt-soaked seas, and nutrient-starved caves where life not only exists but thrives. These aren't ordinary creatures, they are extremophiles. Animals that have evolved unique adaptations to survive in environments that seem completely uninhabitable. From worms that can handle boiling water to birds that brave sub-zero temperatures. From blind salamanders that can go years without food to tiny creatures that can survive in outer space, these animals redefine what it means to live. Let's explore these resilient life forms and understand how evolution has sculpted their survival skills. By the end of this episode, you might find yourself rethinking the limits of life on Earth, and even life beyond it. First we see thermophiles, Pompeii worm, scientifically called Alvinella pompeihana. Let's begin with an animal that looks like it's straight from a science fiction film, the Pompeii worm. Named after the ancient Roman city destroyed by a volcanic eruption, this species lives deep in the Pacific Ocean by hydrothermal vents. These vents, which release water heated to 140 to 220 degrees Fahrenheit, 60 to 105 degrees Celsius, by magma under the Earth's crust, provide the worm's perfect habitat. Despite these hellish conditions, the Pompeii worm not only survives but thrives. Its body is covered in bacteria that help insulate it from the extreme heat. This worm is one of the most heat-tolerant animals ever discovered. Secondly, hydrothermal vent snail, scientifically called Alviniconcha hesseleri. Similar to the Pompeii worm, the hydrothermal vent snail lives deep under the ocean in the Mariana Trough. At around 1,400 meters below sea level, these snails rely on chemosynthetic bacteria inside their bodies to convert chemicals like hydrogen sulfide into energy, a process called chemosynthesis. This remarkable adaptation allows them to thrive in total darkness and scorching heat. Next is cyclophiles, such as Arctic fox, scientifically called Vulpes lagopus. Next, let's chill with one of the coolest creatures out there, the Arctic fox. These foxes live in the Arctic tundra, where temperatures can drop as low as minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 50 degrees Celsius. Their secret? A thick, multi-layered fur coat and fur-covered foot pads, unique among the dog family. During winter, they curl up in a tight ball, conserving heat by tucking in their legs and head. They also gain up to 50% body fat for insulation and energy storage. Next cyclophiles is snow petrel, scientifically called Pagodroma nivea. Snow petrels are one of just 3 bird species that live in Antarctica. With their pure white feathers, they glide through sub-zero temperatures as low as minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 35 degrees Celsius. They feed on krill and other marine life and possess a salt gland that lets them drink seawater. They nest in rock crevices and remain with their mate for life, living up to 20 years in the harshest climate on Earth. Animals that live in extreme environments. This is halophils, sea skaters, scientifically called halibates spp. Sea skaters are the only insects known to live permanently on the surface of the open ocean. Imagine surviving in a place with no shade, no shelter, and constant exposure to predators. These bugs do just that. They skate across the surface, feeding on zooplankton, larvae, and drowned insects. They even lay their eggs on floating objects like feathers, shells, and sadly, plastic waste. Next, halophils is brown shrimp, scientifically called Artemia spp. brine shrimp, or sea monkeys, are tiny crustaceans that live in highly saline water bodies like inland salt lakes. These hardy creatures can survive salinity levels up to 25%. Since few predators can tolerate such salty conditions, brine shrimp have little to fear. They primarily feed on algae and are popular in saltwater aquariums for their ability to clean water. Next, oligotropes, olm, scientifically called Proteus anguinus. The olm is a bizarre, cave-dwelling salamander that looks more like a mythical dragon than a real animal. Found in the dark underwater caves of Central and Southeastern Europe, it has adapted to an environment almost entirely devoid of light and nutrients. With no eyesight, pale skin, and a serpentine body, the olm has another remarkable adaptation. It can survive without food for up to 10 years. It feeds on insect larvae and small aquatic invertebrates when available, storing nutrients in its liver. When food is scarce, the olm slows its metabolism dramatically, entering a state of near dormancy. Next oligotropes example is tumbling creek cave snail, scientifically called as Antrobia culveri. This tiny snail lives exclusively in the Tumbling Creek Cave in Missouri, USA. It feeds on biofilm and microbial layers on submerged rocks. The cave has very low nutrient input, and the water quality is critical for the snail's survival. Unfortunately, pollution has endangered this species, making it one of the rarest and most fragile organisms in North America. Next one is polyextremophiles, such as tardigrades. Tardigrades, also known as water bears, are among the most resilient lifeforms on Earth. These microscopic animals have been found in extreme environments, from deep oceans and rainforests to mountaintops and even outer space. They survive by entering a cryptobiotic state, where they halt all metabolic activity. In this state, tardigrades can survive extreme temperatures, pressures, dehydration, and radiation. They are the only known animals to have survived the vacuum and radiation of space. These tiny creatures show us what true survival looks like. Another example for polyextremophiles is lesser flamingos, scientifically called as Phoenicopterus minor. Surprisingly, the elegant lesser flamingo is also an extremophile. These birds breed in alkaline lakes like Lake Natron in Kenya, where the water is so caustic it can burn human skin. But for flamingos, it's the perfect nursery. They thrive in high salinity and high alkaline conditions, feeding on brine shrimp and blue-green algae. Their tough skin and highly specialized glands help them survive where few other birds can. From the depths of hydrothermal vents to the icy corners of the Arctic, and from saline lakes to nutrient-scarce caves, life has found a way to survive even in the harshest conditions imaginable. These extremophiles are not just scientific curiosities, they are testaments to the power of evolution, adaptation, and resilience. As we marvel at these remarkable species, one cannot help but wonder, if life can thrive under such extreme conditions on Earth, might we find life in equally harsh environments beyond our planet? These creatures challenge our assumptions and ignite our curiosity. So, the next time you see a tiny snail or a strange little worm, remember, they may be among Earth's most extraordinary survivors. If you like this video, please subscribe and like. Thanks for watching Cradle to Cremation YouTube channel. See you next time with some other interesting animal.